Hey family, I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Welcome back to the Let's Study series here at Arise. Today we are studying 1 Samuel chapter 20, and y'all is getting a little good, all right? So before we get into the word today, I want to tell you to go over to KandiNicoleArise.com, and on there you're going to find a study guide for every single chapter that we study here. It's going to help you to dive deeper into the word and have a better understanding for it for yourself. So let's read 1 Samuel chapter 20. It left us kind of like at a little cliffhanger here at 19. So what is happening is every plan that Saul has against David, it seems to fail. And the favor of God just keeps falling on David. And the favor is coming from Saul's own family. As Saul is trying to basically get rid of David, take him out, his family keeps standing up for David and coming in between. And we're also seeing even God stands up for David and comes in between in the last chapter, when everybody that Saul sent to kill David becomes a prophet. They on the way, they just start prophesying. They can't stop prophesying. The Spirit of the Lord hit them. All right. And so Saul said, you know what? I'm going to go up there myself. And the Spirit of the Lord hits him too. And he begins to prophesy. So let's see what happens now in 20. David fled from Nathoth and Raham and came to Jonathan and asked, what have I done? What did I do wrong? How have I sinned against your father, so that he wants to take my life? Jonathan said to him, you won't die. Listen, my father doesn't do anything great or small without telling me. So why would he hide this matter from me? This can't be true. But David said, your father certainly knows that I have found favor with you. He has said, Jonathan must not know of this, or else he will be grieved. David also swore, as surely as the Lord lives, as you yourself live, there is but a step between me and death. Jonathan said to David, whatever you say, I will do for you. So David told him, look, tomorrow is a new moon, and I'm supposed to sit down and eat with the king. Instead, let me go, and I'll hide in the countryside for the next 2 nights. If your father misses me at all, say David urgently requested my permission to go to his hometown in Bethlehem for an annual sacrifice, there involving the whole clan. If he says good, then your servant is safe. But if he becomes angry, you will know he has evil intentions. Deal kindly with your servant, for you have brought me into a covenant with you before the Lord. If I've done anything wrong, then kill me yourself. Why take me to your father? No, Jonathan responded. If I ever found out my father has evil intentions against you, wouldn't I tell you about it? So David asked Jonathan, who will tell me if your father answers you harshly? He answered David, come on, let's go out to the countryside. So both of them went out to the countryside. By the Lord, the God of Israel, I will sound out my father by this time tomorrow or the next day. If I find out that he is favorable towards you, I will not send for you and tell you. If my father intends to bring evil on you, may the Lord punish Jonathan and do so severely if I do not tell you and send for you away so that you may leave safely. May the Lord be with you, just as he was with my father. If I continue to live, show me kindness from the Lord. But if I die, don't ever withdraw his kindness from my household. Not even when the Lord cuts off everyone and David's enemies from the face of the earth. Then Jonathan made a covenant with the house of David, saying, may the Lord hold David's enemies accountable. Jonathan once again swore to David in his love for him, because he loved him as he loved himself. Then Jonathan said to him, tomorrow is a new moon, and you will be missed because your seat will be empty. The following day, hurry down and go to the place where you hid on the day this incident began, and stay there beside the rock Zelle. So basically, Saul is up to something. All right. But David has this knowing feeling, possibly the Lord told him something, that Saul is hiding his plans from Jonathan because Saul knows that David has favor with Jonathan, right? So there's this dinner that's coming up. And he is saying, I'm not going to attend the dinner because I think your daddy trying to take me out at the dinner table, okay? And so I'm not going to go. Tell him this story, that I'm going and meet my family. We're doing a sacrifice. And it's obvious if he gets upset about it, something's odd about that. I mean, it's just a dinner. But if he's okay with it, then he's not even concerned or worried about me, right? So Jonathan makes an oath with David, and he says basically, brother, I got your back. I'm going to let you know what's going on. Just calm down. I got you, right? So let's pick up reading. I'm going to go back to verse 19. It says, the following day, hurry down and go to the place where you hid on the day this incident began, and stay beside the rock, Zelle. I will shoot 3 arrows beside it as if I am aiming at a target. Then I will send a servant and say, go and find the arrows. Now, if I expressively say to the servant, look, the arrows are on this side of you, get them, then come, because the Lord lives, it is safe for you, and there is no problem. But if I say this to the youth, look, the arrows are beyond you, then go far as the Lord is sending you away. As far as the matter you and I have spoken about, the Lord will be a witness between you and me forever. So David hid in the countryside. At the new moon, the king sat down to eat his meal. He sat at his usual place on the seat by the wall, Jonathan facing him, and Atler took his place beside Saul, but David's place was empty. Saul did not say anything that day because he thought something unexpected has happened. He must be ceremonially unclean. Yes, that's it. He is unclean. However, the day after, the new moon, the second day, David's place was still empty, and Saul asked Jonathan, why didn't Jesse's son come to the meal either yesterday or today? Jonathan answered, David asked for my permission to go to Bethlehem. He said, please let me go because our clan is holding a sacrifice in the town, and my brother has told me to be there. So now if I have found favor with you, let me go so I can see my brothers. That's why he didn't come to the king's table. Then Saul became very angry with Jonathan and shouted, you son of perverse, a rebellious woman. Don't I know that you are siding with Jesse's son to your own shame and to disgrace of your mother? Every day Jesse's son lives on earth, you and your kingship are not secure. Now send for him and bring him to me. He must die. Jonathan answered his father back, why is he to be killed? What has he done? Then Saul threw his spear at Jonathan to kill him. So he knew that his father was determined to kill David. He got up from the table, fiercely angry, and did not eat any food that second day of the new moon, for he was grieved because of his father's shameful behavior towards David. In the morning, Jonathan went out to the countryside, appointed meeting with David. The young servant was with him. He said to the servant, run and find the arrows I'm shooting. As the servant ran, Jonathan shot an arrow beyond him. He came to the location of the arrow that Jonathan had shot, but Jonathan called to him and said, the arrow is beyond you, isn't it? Then Jonathan called to him, hurry up, don't stop. Jonathan's servant picked up the arrow and returned to his master. He did not know anything. Only Jonathan and David knew the arrangement. Then Jonathan gave his equipment to the servant who was with him and said, go take it back to the city. When the servant had gone, David got up from the south side of the stone, Zelle, and fell face down on the ground and paid homage 3 times. Then he said to Jonathan, and they kissed each other and wept, even though David wept more. Jonathan then said to David, go in the assurance the 2 of us pledged in the name of the Lord. when we said, the Lord will be a witness between you and me, between my offspring and your offspring forever. Then David left, and Jonathan went into the city. So Saul showed his true intentions. At first he was like, okay, well maybe he not here because he not ceremonial clean. All right, he ain't here. Next day came. Why is he not here? I had plans. Okay, he been making plans against David. So he asks Jonathan, and Jonathan tells him, oh, he went to see his family. And right then he's like, y'all knew. You let him slip away from my hands. You knew what I had planned for him. You're rebelling against your own flesh and blood, and your seat as king, it is in jeopardy because you're coming against my enemy. And so Jonathan does exactly what it is he tells David, the arrangement they had regarding the arrows. He goes out with a servant. He shoots the arrows, and one goes too far. And he says, oh, it's too far. Come back. In fact, you know what? I don't feel like doing these arrows no more. Bring this back to the castle. I'm just going to walk around the woods and clear my mind, okay? And so the servant leaves the area, right? And so Jonathan goes out and meets David, and they're crying together because David has to go far, far away. He got to go far away from here, far away from here, far away from here. He got to pack a bag and move on because Saul gonna kill you, David, all right? And that is pretty much where we are ending this for today. Come back tomorrow for chapter 21 so we can see what happens next. I'll talk to you guys then. Bye, y'all.